A UK-based Centre for Economics and Business Research has given Russia an optimistic forecast for its future standing in the world's biggest economies by 2020. According to this group, it says it'll rise from its current number 9 position to take up the 4th spot. No mean feat. Well, to talk about that, let's go live to Buenos Aires and talk to international consultant in the North, Adrian Salbucci. Adrian, hi there. Thanks for being with us. So we've got this glowing report here about Russia's economic future. What do you know about the credibility of the group, first of all, that produced it? And what does the report actually say in a bit more detail?
Well, the Centre for Economic and Business Research is a London-based think tank. It has been founded and led by a consultant, a rather well-known consultant, Douglas McWilliams. And I believe that all these forecasts are worth, in a way, well, what anyone wants to really make out of them, because it's they normally just base themselves on certain economic data and then project forecasts into the future. I'm a little bit weary about all these forecasts or these analyses that are based exclusively on an economic-centered worldview, as though everything were to always center around the economy, and yet the reason why so many surprises overtake even the greatest experts nowadays is because the world, human history, is not economic-centered. It goes through much more complex and deeply ingrained factors, such as politics, such as, for example, history, such as, for example, social affairs. So the very fact that they are making these forecasts based mostly on, almost exclusively on economic data, I think should be taken with a little bit of caution.
Yeah.
Even the whole idea of BRICS, you know, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, an acronym invented by Goldman Sachs. Again, it's a rather very arbitrary, economically based worldview.
Yeah, I was going to say, Adrian, I mean, look how things have changed so radically in the world since 2008 and the crash. I mean, what are the reasons behind this optimism? Let's look at face value. Let's look at this report. What are the key drivers, why they're saying Russia's going to do so well?
Well, quite clearly, I think that they're going to say that Russia's going to be doing well, and it's, again, I would set it inserted within the whole concept behind BRICS, which I insist was invented by Goldman Sachs, which is not a good source, because if you look at the BRICS countries, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, they more or less have a gross domestic product of about 14 trillion, which sort of is similar to the gross domestic product of the European Union, and more or less similar to the gross domestic product of the United States. So in a way, the global planners want to sort of put some sort of quote-unquote order on the table, and they figure if Europe is really going down very fast, if America has such bad projections, let's now look towards the BRICS country, let's make another clump of countries, a very arbitrary one at that, and see if we can drive business expectations towards those countries and those sectors in the world. But I think that they are totally lacking the political overtones and the political view and even understanding to be able to see things as they really are.
Well, we've got a rather cloudy crystal ball out. I mean, the forecast rise of Russia's economy is in stark contrast then to the fortune being told for the worsening situation in the Eurozone. Does that mean that Europe's economy still won't have recovered 10 years hence?
I wouldn't be surprised if the European economy is in for a very long spate of trouble, and no doubt the Russian economy, because not of its economic basis, but because of its geopolitical potential, being such a large country, having such vast natural resources, a country like Russia can do nothing but improve into the future as long as a series of correct policies are in place. And more beyond any criticism one can do to the circumstantial governments, Russia has kept itself aloof of this parasitic global banking and financial system. So probably Russia, as other countries throughout the region, maybe India, definitely China, and even some countries in Latin America, have good potential because of the very fact that they are keeping away to some great extent from the global financial system, and because these countries themselves, especially in the case of Russia, have huge natural potential that they all have to do is tap into it, and naturally the economy will then follow in a rising manner.
Adrian Salbucci, thank you for your consultation. International consultant as you are joining us from Buenos Aires. Much appreciated to get your thoughts.